At the midterm review venue, a group of young people works behind the scenes preparing meals for officials. They are recovering from drug and alcohol addiction at the PEMA Rehab. Among them is 30-year-old 𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗂, a trained cook. He lost his career to addiction.
I
worked as a cook before. When I had drugs, I would go to work. But when I did not have them, I experienced withdrawal and could not even get out of bed. When I had drugs, I worked well, but without them, I struggled. People misunderstood this and thought I was being dishonest. I would sweat and my joints would hurt. Because of this, I lost my job.
Another recovering addict who prefers to remain anonymous shares a similar experience.
In the past, when I was using drugs, I could not work properly or give time to my family. My life became complicated. I worked in different roles, including as a manager, in contract work, and in hotels. But I could not stay in one job for long. Coming here has helped me understand life better. Otherwise, I might have ended up in prison or even worse.
According to the PEMA Secretariat, such engagement programs are critical, especially as many recovering youth struggle with confidence and risk relapse. The PEMA Secretariat says Bhutan is strengthening its response to substance abuse by focusing not just on treatment, but also on aftercare and reintegration. At the center, recovery goes beyond medical treatment. Programs include counseling, life skills, creative activities, and physical fitness to help individuals rebuild their lives. Currently, there are 46 individuals currently in residential treatment, while 76 are receiving care through the center's outpatient services.
What was lacking in the country was, first a very formalized treatment, and after treatment, aftercare and reintegration part was missing in Bhutan. There was no linkages.
Today, systems are being strengthened to ensure continuity of care and support at every stage.
What we have done is we have standardized the treatment package. Following that, we are also now streamlined the referral pathways. And then third, now we are also looking at, what is the evidence that is working? So the PEMA approach that we have at the moment is really looking at it from not just giving treatment, but looking at treatment, aftercare and reintegration back into the society.
As of 24th April, 366 clients have been discharged from residential treatment since September 2023. However, challenges remain. 39 clients in residential care and 92 under outpatient treatment have not been complying with their programs. In addition, stigma and lack of family support continue to be major barriers to recovery.
I think one of the barriers that we see is also stigma, because the moment you see a substance abuser, what you see is not that person. What you see is incompetency, that they don't have willpower, they don't have this, they are an abuser, they are useless. This is what we see. And that's what people see. When they see things like that and when they stigmatize somebody as drug abuser, good for nothing, then it does not give them the confidence to get up and take this second opportunity or second chance as life. And to do that, I think support of the family is so important. It's so critical. It's the most important enabler in the success of the program.
I urge public to support us instead of criticizing us. We have good intentions. People often think we are dangerous, but we are not. It is our body that has become dependent. I request people not to discriminate and to treat us equally. In general, if people support us without stigma or discrimination, we will be able to rebuild our lives and make positive changes.
To address this, the center is also engaging families through regular counseling sessions and support programs. So far, 206 clients have been engaged in skills and rehabilitation programs, while 55 have received entrepreneurship training. 25 individuals have also undergone Daesung training. Despite the challenges, initiatives like this are helping change perceptions and create opportunities. For these young people, cooking at the midterm review is more than just a task. It is a step towards rebuilding their lives. 𝗪𝗪𝗶𝗃 now plans to return to his former job after recovery, while his friend hopes to take up a guiding course and find stable employment after completing his treatment.
I know that if I go back to drugs, my life will become miserable again. I have already reached rock bottom. I do not want to go through that again. It does not benefit me or my family. This is my 4th offense, and if I continue, I could face a prison sentence of 3 to 5 years. My relationship with my family is not good right now. They did not know about my drug use for many years, not even my wife or parents. When they found out, they were very surprised and disappointed. I have broken their trust, and I am facing challenges now. After spending 97 days at the center, the duo left on Friday with renewed hope and a stronger sense of determination to rebuild their lives. At the center, officials reiterate that the continued family support, community acceptance, and sustained engagement are key to helping recovering youth reintegrate and lead productive lives. For 𝗪𝗪𝗰𝗲, this is 𝗪𝗪𝗃𝗲𝗀 for PBS News.